Well, hey there, everybody. It's time to do a recap. Let's clear the throat. Start the video. It is Wednesday, February 15th recap for hockey, NBA, and college basketball. And we have a lot of good things to talk about because every single pick I told you to play as picks of the day in all those sports, there was one basketball pick was the Hornets, which won right here, and they covered also. I said in hockey, take the Rangers. They won and they covered, scored a lot of goals against a brand new goalie for Vancouver. And I said take four home value picks, which you can see. Whoops, wow. One second. I'll show you how to show this. Is if you sort this by line value descending and click home, you get the value picks up top right here. These four, and all four won, and three of them also covered as well. So everything I said to play won. Yay. That's pretty cool. Profitability goes negative, but that's because of away teams. So we'll talk about college basketball in a second, but I want to start off with hockey. So I said take the Rangers because it was clear all along. And from looking at the algorithm so many years and just understanding when it misses games, kind of areas where it doesn't miss games, it cued me off to this Detroit Edmonton game. One, because I like Ville Husso as a goaltender, having watched his goalie rating be one of the top ratings a lot of times over the last couple of years. And so I saw this. This is the only game where the algorithm is confused about who to play because the goalie is better on one team, and the all the other scenarios, the goalie that it was better it picked Colorado, picked Tampa Bay, picked Toronto, picked the Rangers, it picked Buffalo, right? In all of these scenarios, basically. Except for Detroit, where it says it picked them now, but it really didn't pick them. It has Edmonton winning this game, and it was so when there's a variance of a goaltender playing better, it generally works out, with the exception of this Arizona game where Connor Ingram played out of his mind and shut out Tampa Bay and won a shootout, I believe. So that's how you lose. As you can see, the only way you lose is some crazy game where goaltender stands on his head, which is why goaltenders matter so much. And I know this from playing hockey, because when you can't beat a goaltender, you can't beat a team. And so weighting the result and stuff based on goaltender is a really good idea. Why it's a good idea to wait until they confirm goaltenders at the end of the night, because sometimes we don't even know. That's usually shown here. So I feel like NHL is a success today, and the odds makers got you to stay away from Tampa Bay, really, more than anything, and the Rangers win. So that's hockey for the day. Now let's go to NBA. So NBA, actually, let's not. Let's go to college basketball. We're going to go to college basketball because, what we do with college basketball is, it is the most predictable algorithm. I tell everyone that when they ask me, what to bet, and I would say, you got to bet college basketball. It's because, having done this so long, if you watch the video I did about college basketball, I did a separate video for every sport today, all three sports. In the college basketball video, I always say home teams. Like, the most important thing is home teams. And even though we go 35-19, our home teams go 19-3, and they actually go better than 19-3. Why? Can you see it? I said don't play Grand Canyon, because they're at 88% health. That's below 90, and those teams to stay away from. So it's really 19-2. Your spoilers are Gardner, Webb, and then Bryant way down here at the lowest margin of all of them. Amazing, right? That is awesome. How profitable is this? Even with the Grand Canyon game in there, your cumulative ROI is 15%, but you really want to pull that Grand Canyon game out. And I can show you, if we say value filters less than, I'm sorry, health is greater than 0.9. That makes it switches that around, makes it 19-2, like I said. And your profitability There's only break even right here, but these are all ridiculous line games. So understand that there's nothing you can do about this money line wise. Now, I'm not telling you to play them to cover because I don't say play spreads because I don't think that that's a reliable way to bet. So I say play winners. So you can see that losing one game in those top 9 actually breaks you even, which is amazing. But then it really picks up and you end up with 20% ROI, even losing the last game. At some point you're at like 25% ROI. So that's a lot of winning, a lot of winning from home teams. And that's what the algorithm does. And that's why I bring it up every day. As for your away teams, I mean, because home teams are, I said we would go something like this 50%. Unbelievable. It's just like that's about how much you can count on an away team is half the time. So it always makes me want to play the home teams on the other side of this. Some of these won at underdog. I mean, look at how some of these lost. Oh, look at a Furman. Did that really happen? Let me ask Google. Furman versus Citadel score. On October 8th, no. Furman versus Citadel college basketball score. Come on, Google, get your act together. I did a whole video about yesterday. Furman played the Citadel. Citadel wins 65-68 is correct. Now, what was that? I mean, let's open that up for a second and understand how ridiculous it is. Knowing that home teams win so much, the Citadel line is all the way down here somewhere. No, this is just away teams. It'll show up here now. Citadel game is going to be way down at the bottom. Very close. Yep, it was 920. Now, you don't get another win until this 380 with East Carolina, but I mean, talk about like home teams, all your home teams for the day. If you just played home teams and nothing else, you'd go 35-19, which is why the algorithm really is better because we did much better than betting every single home team in the day. We bet a subset of them and hit 90% of them. Now, but if you played all of them, you did this. What if you played every home team? Was it profitable? It's a cool thing to look at. So, and also let's look at this in the order of, what order should we do? This is margin. Interesting. I'm going to do it by money line instead. The reason is I want to see if you just see how you hit a 920s your second game and then you hit a 3. Like, let's just look at this and see how profitable this is. Oh my God. Yeah, but that's because you hit a 9-1 shot. You're not going to hit that every day. Well, I mean, what that shows is that it shows that's 33% profitable. Oh my gosh. Really? Wow. That's amazing. So what we just showed here is that if you bet every single home team today on the money line, no way. 54 games. You would have wagered $54 if you wagered $1 a game, and you'd end up with 71, $72. Wow. And you didn't have to bet all of them. If you had stopped, I mean, where do you want to stop? The best place you could stop is just at the second game, probably. Yeah, but you don't want to try to hit just 2 of those ridiculous ones. You're not going to hit that every day. But if you go down here, I'm trying to see like where the wins chunked up. There's all your really, at what odd point should you stop doing that? That's the question I want to know. So here, what we're going to do, because I don't care about total points at all, is we're going to take a look at profitability at certain line values. And what that means is like, all right, so if you bet every single home team, forget about whether or not they were on our list, just every single one of them. You crushed life today. But where would you reasonably want to stop? What if you just bet all home underdogs? Right? That's 19 games that gets you 80%, 82% ROI. You don't almost double your bankroll, but you get like 82% of the way of doubling your bankroll, just betting every home underdog on the board. Now, I don't expect, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I really do expect you to win 50% of your home teams almost any time on any list. So that's just fascinating. Fascinating. Why home team means so much. Get it? That's why I say home team is so important. Amazing. So, but we did do better than just, well, no, I shouldn't say that. We didn't do ROI wise better, but we did do nominally better, percentage wise better, picking the teams that we said should win as home teams, not all of them. And those are the ones that we were looking at right here. Instead of 54 of them, it was 22 of them. It was really 19-2. So there's a lot of ways to look at this. But I just wanted to kind of show you some of them and why home teams matter so much. And going forward, you just have fun with home teams. It's really, it's so reliable that home teams pull upsets daily that you'll just see it and we'll go over it and we'll run those numbers. Now we'll finish on NBA. So this look for NBA is actually not awful. We're going to run the macro here before the video is over. As we go through this, we're going to take a look, see if we can do better. But there were injuries on all these teams down here, and I'm not surprised to see them lose. Final margins of victory fairly close. Cleveland kind of came back, made it closer. Really injured. Like, I'm not surprised to see these guys lose. And I am happy that Charlotte won because it looked like all the factors were pointing to Charlotte winning, and they win and they cover. And so do the Nuggets win. So even though we're ignoring we're not really ignoring the trades, but we're not ignoring the trades, but we're not incorporating the new players properly in terms of season stat wise, which I guess you can't really do. So we're looking at the team as a whole more than the players that comprise the team when we're doing our projections. But anyway, so I'm not upset with this, but let's do our thing and run our macro here for like 30 of these. And the way to do that is to go to our cube history. We have to change our cube history range. Yep, we need to go down to 461. So we go to name manager, cube history, and change this to 461 and hit the check mark. So now we have a new cube history. And I'm not going to worry about tomorrow. Let's start at 1. And let's run the macro. And we'll go to view, macro, new macro. And we're just going to run this for 30 some of these. It doesn't take that long because I haven't filled in all the possible combination strings that we can do. But it's going to compile enough records to get us a look to see if there's any one of our distributions that we have existing that we're using in this test database. If any of them did better, and why they would have done better. And then we can maybe add some more combinations so that we can evolve what we test every day to make this thing better and to give better predictions. And we're going to apply the same logic eventually to college basketball once I kind of perfect what I'm doing here and kind of figure out a good way to distribute percentages, which is really what I want to do. So I just don't know how to do it right. And I feel like it's a waste of time for me to do it manually, sort of, because that doesn't achieve the goal of getting an equal distribution. It gives you a very skewed, weird distribution of the way I would try to make the distribution and not a real random spread of numbers. And it seems like kind of like it'd be an easy thing to do. And I'm sure I'll be able to spread something out eventually, but it's just taking too much of my brain power to figure out like how to do that. And it's just, it'll eventually get done. Where are we? Give me a number. Tell me where we are so I know whether or not I can press escape. I think we've gone through 30. Oh, almost. Yeah, we were way past 30. It's taken a while to hear my escape button. Did it hear my escape button? No, it's just going out of control. The robots are taking over. They won't let us work because they're doing too much work for us. I thought I pressed escape. Apparently, we're just going to go to 100. Don't matter. All right. So, which is why I actually, I don't want to make it for a full 100. I don't feel like we need that. I feel like we should be able to start messing around with distributions and do less. But I'm probably wrong. Right, so let's go over to our testing cube and see if it completed. Looks pretty good. It's like, yep, everything is in here. So now we go to the compare pivot sheet and we refresh. We're just going to look one day at a time because it's just too complicated to explain while looking at the entire 2023 season that I have in here, to look at everything at once and try to understand what's happening, because it's a disaster right now. It's still a work in progress. And old injury numbers may not be right, and it's kind of a mess. Although we're kind of ignoring injuries now. But let's take a look at today. Yesterday. Okay, so there was an 8-1. There were some 8-2s. Okay, all these are better than number 24 is the one that we used. Yep, 24 actually did not have that great of a day at only 6-4. So wow, all these other things did so much better. What's 18? Let's go look at our combination testing string. It's one of these ones. It's just blocks. Wow. Gosh, why it likes blocks today? Well, any one of the, all that's saying is that blocks was a relevant factor today. So let's start building like number 33. And let's throw a big fat 30% in there for blocks, because that was apparently a good day today. Now let's go back to our compare pivot. And it's got 29. So these ones go 8-2. 29, 14, 6, 7, and 30. 6, 7. Okay, these are kind of equal ones. 30, which is a derivative of one of those. Should be a better derivative also. Meaning these numbers are too big here. So really I should be dividing, because their scores are all screwed up. So I'm trying to create a different layer of that as we test it. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, let's go back to here for a second. And then there was 6, 7, 30, 14, and 29. 14 is one of these single ones, which is possession. So possession was another good one today. So we'll throw 25 on possession today for a new one that we're going to do. What else do we have that we learned? Let's also with all of our distributions, because we're eventually going to want to remove distributions that we know suck from this, so that we're not testing ones that are bad every day. And that'll make what I'm doing right now actually more relevant in the future, which is we'll look at the team totals where it was summing up points in margin, and we'll see like, well, what order did it put this thing in? And you can see where things won. So the Celtics actually won today. Did they? I thought they lost. No, apparently they won. Okay. Celtics, Thunder, like this is the order we have on the number 20, whatever that we ran. But we're going to want to show what it is for number 33, this one that we're creating. If we do nothing else, it does this. What number 33 is this, right? It took the two best ones and it goes, but you got to put some more in there, because I'm sure our scores are screwed up here. Let's take a look. No way. Are you serious? Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you see this? Exact, almost exact. Really good. Really good. Wow, 116 basically to 112. Oh my gosh. Okay. Actually pretty good. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Here we have a loss. So you lose Atlanta and the Knicks. Good. Really good. Wow. Wow. This game's too high, and this one's spread out. But wow, whoa! So that's incredible. That's incredible. So I would never think to just leave these two only in here, but that's now number 33's combination string, because it would have predicted a day like this with those points. with those points too. Like, wow, that's incredible. So yeah, so that's what we're learning day by day as you run the macro, because we just ran the macro to basically figure out which variables worked out the best and also what order I put this in. So this was winner, 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 I believe, loser, winner, 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 loser, loser, loser. I think. Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, that's the, yeah, sorry, it shows you whether or not they won or lost. Yeah, I mean, that's the top 5 winning in this order. So if you run the macro for tomorrow and sort this by team, you go with this order, but this order is going to get even better once we really start pruning out other non-impactful factor combinations that we know don't work. Like the ones that came in the bottom here today. If we move this over to the left, I'll move this up. What are we doing? We're moving the team name to the right. We're going back to this. The one that did bad today is number 22. What's this thing? 22 did bad. Actually, 24, the one we were using yesterday, but 22 did really bad. I think 22 is going to have to get cut today. Well, what's 22? 22 is all field goals. Well, I'm actually not cutting it because I want to leave one where we always have just I want to isolate the factor in every run. So that's not, we're not getting rid of anything between 10 and 22. Like, so all of these get to stay. And we're going to start labeling them with names because I can do that as well in here. I can actually name them, like this one's actually field goal percentage. And, this one's adjusted defensive rating. And I think when you refresh this, it actually changes right away. Yep, I think it just did. Yep, adjusted defensive rating, field goal percentage. So all of a sudden you'll start to see the order of the names of all of them, and we'll start to name ones that were good. Like 24 was, original good one. I mean, you can even type over this number for 24 and that will work, but I would recommend if you have a copy to do it in here. And we could say, this 24 was the OG back on 213 or something. So it was one of the first ones that we used, but we're obviously evolving from it. So it's nice to see like where it'll stack up every day until we want to get rid of it and name a new one that we work on. And that one that we're working on today, which isn't even in here yet because I didn't run. Actually, I did run 33, but it's not going to show up. The one we're naming, which is going to be 33 today, is, we'll call this one what it was today, which was best 215 is what this was. And so now we'll start to date the history of different named ones, to see what to see how we're progressing and to find the statistically significant independent variables, which are these guys, and how much we need to be weighting each of them to get this to do good things. All right. So that's the recap. Will there be videos tomorrow? Yeah, there'll be videos tomorrow, but people should send me money if you really want to get access to this before I'm ready to do it during the day, because I if I don't get paid any money in the morning to do this or whatever, I technically don't have to do any of this, right? I don't have to. So if you want it because you see the value, I definitely accept payment. And you can see on the website the 3 different ways you can pay me, or you can buy algorithms on kenbraverman.com. So good luck, everyone. I hope you listened to me earlier today on Wednesday and made those picks and won, and hopefully picks will win tomorrow on Thursday. Good luck.